gonna open this, right? This looks like an awfully small box. So I want to do 5,000 square feet. It's a little shy, and I have plenty of different fertilizers, but this is going to be fall lawn food, right? So let's not call it winterizing. Let's call it feeding, because we're not going to stop feeding all year long. We're going to keep feeding in the winter if it's green and if it needs food. I was told a couple of YouTubers that I watch, in fact they're very smart, that the nitrogen blitz is nonsense, and I don't think it is. It worked really well for my lawn, so I'm going to keep going with that. The nitrogen blitz to me is slowing down. We did the containers. I have one right here, see? They're loaded up. We didn't use all of them. I overdid it, so I'm gonna have to get rid of that. But what we're gonna do is the fall feeding, and we're gonna put it on the lawn today. Also, one other thing, it's been back and forth what you do with the leaves. So I like to mulch the leaves, definitely, for as long as your leaves are not mulched over a ½ inch thick and you rake them out, it's fine to put the leaves back into the lawn. So that's what I'm gonna do on most of the lawn, but you're gonna see on the front lawn, I'm gonna just suck them up into the lawnmower if it doesn't mulch nicely. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna try it out. I'm gonna see if I can mulch it. Also, I wanna lay some stripes. So we're getting to the point where it doesn't grow that good and it's not getting long enough to cut that much, but I'm gonna keep cutting as long as I can. Let me take a look. Let me show you what we got. So we're going to keep cutting as long as the lawn is growing, right? If you see. So I've been away for a couple weeks. And then after that I got a cold, so I was a little bit out of the scene. This didn't overgrow, which is good. So it looks pretty good. It's ready to go. The one thing that I will say is there's a little tech tip. If you cut your lawn really short, take a look. See how the leaves don't stick? See over there? You got leaves everywhere. Now this was a little longer, and it's right under a tree, but look at the difference. See how many leaves are on the other ones? Look. So if you could always cut it nice and short so you don't end up with a ton of leaves. So we're gonna spread the fertilizer today. We're gonna cut the front and back today, and we're gonna lay some stripes. So keep watching. Bag your leaves if it's going to make more than a pile, more than where it smothers the lawn. You don't want it to kill the lawn, but if you can get it to go into the lawn, like if you have a light amount of leaves, if you cut regularly, you're not going to get that many leaves. So when you mulch leaves in, you get also all the bits hold and retain moisture, so you got to be careful if it's too thick. If it's too thick, it'll make moss, so you have to be very careful with how thick you mulch into the lawn. So the whole thing is to mow consistently, but just keep throwing down fertilizer, let it grow, keep growing. Give the lawn a full stomach for the winter. When it starts snowing, obviously you can't cut anymore, then you stop. And if it stops growing completely because the fertilizer stopped working for you, then you stop. But this is how you roll. You roll it right through into the middle of the winter if you can get it there. The longer it stays fed and full, the more robust it will be in the spring. Okay, so we're gonna try to get the front lawn done now. Now the back lawn's done. Looks pretty good. So what I did is I turned on the vacuum bag when I needed to pick up leaves to suck them in. You want to turn on the vacuum bag, and then you mulch in the middle, and then up in the top you turn on the vacuum bag in the corners and you try to pull out the leaves. That'll help you out quite a bit on cleanup. So you have to manage. The good thing about the Honda, let me show you. Good thing about the Honda is it's got a lever, so while you're running you could do that. You could change from mulch to bag, seat bag, and mulch. So I could, when I'm going across the corners, I when I go through the corners, I mulch in the flats, and then I go through and I pulled a lot. See, a lot of the leaves wind up in the bag, and then we'll empty the bag. But I mulch 99% of what I can, of course, because I like it in the grass. But it came out pretty good, not bad. So what we're going to do is the front now. What I did is I lowered the reel mower just a little, just a touch, just to make it as low as possible. It's colder out, so taking a little extra cut. The stripes might not be on point like normally, but the good part of it is the leaves will blow off the lawn. Problem I'm having is I want to get a wider lawnmower. You see this? I have to double stripe to get one solid color, right? If I had a wider mower, I would do one stripe solid and I'd go back and forth. So this works, but if you're gonna ever buy a reel mower, make sure you get the 25-inch. It tends to help a little bit when you're cutting. It also holds a flatter surface because it's wider, and it doesn't fall into the smaller holes. So it looks good, but the ryegrass is really starting to kick up. The ryegrass is starting to look excellent. Take a peek. Crazy, right? Just remember the numbers on a bag of fertilizer. Everything else doesn't matter. If they call it a winterizer, summerizer, spring wake up, whatever they call it for advertising gimmick, doesn't matter. It's all on the numbers. So just read the bag, read what's in it, read if it's slow nitrogen or fast nitrogen release, depending on what you need, and then that's pretty much what you're going to watch for. But don't believe the gimmicks they put on the bags. They make it all fancy, try to make you panic to buy it. You should be buying it all year, but you don't have to buy that exact bag because it says winterizer. I would just read the bag and the numbers that you need. Well, I want to thank you for watching the video. Actually, I'm taping this the next day because I lost my volume. I had problems. But I want to tell you thank you. Don't forget to put down 1 pound of nitrogen per 1,000 square feet and keep doing it until it doesn't turn green anymore and you don't cut it anymore. Last year I was lucky and I was able to get most of the winter through, and it did really well. So if you're cutting and the lawn is eating it and you're grooming the lawn, just keep doing it. It'll look green all year, and then when it finally freezes up and you're done, then you're done. And I want to thank everybody for sticking with us, and come back during the winter. We're going to be doing a lot of videos on reviews, and thank you for all the members that have subscribed so far, and welcome to all the new members. We'll see you soon. Thanks. Bye.